Hey friends, it's Hopping Hammy and welcome to my summer hamster room tour for 2026. And today I decided I'm going to do a casual room tour, which means I'm just going to walk around with the camera. I'm not going to have fancy lighting and all of that set up today, so the quality may not be as good as it usually is, but I hope you guys enjoy this type of casual video. I'm going to show you my hamster area where the hamsters live and some of my storage and my decorations I have for this year. So let's go ahead and get started. I really hope you guys enjoy watching this video. So this is a wide view of what the hamster room looks like as you're walking in. I'm going to go ahead and back up and show you this front section over here. This is where my dwarf hamster Rivet lives, and he is in this Pro-Lee cage. And if I mention some things in this video, I'm going to have a bunch of links in my description in case you guys would like to go look something up. I have this cage setting on a white folding table, which is very sturdy. I got it from Amazon and it has a very good weight rating in order to be able to hold this tank and everything that's on it. So I will also link that in the description below. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview of my hamster's setup. So he's been in here for, I'm not entirely sure now, it might have been like a month and a half. So it doesn't look as nice as it did when I very first set it up because he had a bunch of sprays and such in there that got pretty destroyed. Let me switch my camera real quick. There we go. So like I said, if you would like to see what these looked like before they got, you know, a little bit more messed up, I'll have a nice video of that. I did add this little ceramic honey pot recently. This is from Happy Hamstery, and it just has an opening in it that he can go in. It can be like a little sand digging pit or whatever you'd like it to be, basically. But so that's one of his setups, and I'll show you some more in just a minute. But these bins down here I'm using for some hamster supplies, and I can't remember if I mentioned in last year's video that I was going to show you guys all of these bins in detail. You can see I have another 2 rows of them up here. I think I might have had 1 or 2 people who said they were interested. I don't remember, but just let me know if you do want me to show you what's all in there. But these 2 up here, I don't have covers on so I can show them to you. I just have some different substrates, some coconut husk bedding, some more coconut husk bedding apparently, and then I have some brown crinkle paper, some Clean and Cozy that I like to sprinkle for, you know, different like fun colors on top of their bedding. And it's a little bit hard to get it to fit under there sometimes. And then over in this one, I have some more random substrates and such. Just some Timothy hay, some oat sprays, I have some millet, some hibiscus flowers. So these are kind of like quick little snack treats that I like to grab to give the hamster. Sometimes, like Rivet, he's absolutely obsessed with millet, and he gets very excited when I give him a little piece. So that's just kind of a quick overview. Now, over here on the right side, I have my ring light and a couple of little mini tripods. It was kind of wasted space, so I decided just to stick those in there to get them out of my walking space, and it works out pretty well. Again, one last overview. I have a bunch of tubs stacked with bedding and other types of supplies I don't have to get at quite as often. So I'm going to move on to kind of the top of Rivet's enclosure. So you'll notice he has a tube that he can climb up, and it leads up here. This is something that my dad helped me to build, this little shelf that's on the top here, and we made it to be able to set these ovos on, and Rivet absolutely loves these. He typically is in here like at least probably 80% of the time. So this is one of his little nests that he likes to sleep in, and then he has another one that's in the back behind that piece of cardboard there that is also another little nest that he likes to sleep in. And then he'll just run back and forth between these pods a lot of time. He has so much fun. So this part up on the top here, he can't climb up in that section because the tubes are too big for him. So I just put that for decoration to get some of my tubes out of the drawer. And like I said, he can't actually climb up that direction because it's too big. So don't worry about him like falling or anything because he doesn't go up there. So then moving over here, he's got a little, his little sand, it's a little sand dish that he will eat his snacks in, and then he likes to pee on his snacks, just like most hamsters do. So that's his little kind of snacking bathroom area, I guess. This is empty. I had a little bridge in here, and I don't know where I put it, but anyways, he can run through here, and then he goes down the tube over here. He's got a little pod that he can stop in and have a little rest. Not that he needs to, but you know, I like to give them options. And then these tubes connect all the way over here. This one has a mega food stash in it. I don't even know, like, I give him so little food because he likes to stash it everywhere. And I just like ask myself sometimes, does he even eat any of the food I give him? Because he just has these massive stashes. And yeah, apparently he does eat it though, because he's, you know, he's still alive. But I don't know why he likes to make such big food stashes. So let me just show you two more quick things over here I forgot. I have a little digital humidity and temperature gauge just to help me keep an eye on, you know, the temperature in here. Now, I'm going to spin around real quick and show you. This is Rivet's camera that I have back here that's aimed so that I can check on him throughout the day. And it's nice to have the digital temperature gauge there, and that way I can also see what temperature it is. I also have this little hangy thing. This lights up. It's a solar, so it's not going to light up right now because, you know, the lights are on, but maybe I'll insert a little clip to show you guys what it looks like when the lights are off. It's so cozy. Now, I don't leave it on all night. I just leave it on when I'm like sitting in here to chill at nighttime, and I want it to be cozy dim lighting, and yeah, it's really fun. Okay, so let's go back over here and I'll show you. So this room, as you probably noticed, is decorated with bumblebee and sunflower theme. So everything I have set up in here is bumblebee and sunflower. I have this welcome sign. And then there's a little flower pot thing back there that I just kind of, I don't know, I just kind of put it there. You can't see it very well, but anyways. So let me back up and zoom out to give you, that's kind of the overview of that area there. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to this section. So you'll see Rivet's tubes continue from over there. They go into here. This is his second tank that he has. So this tank he's had set up for quite a few months now, and he's starting to get a little bit bored of it, I can tell, because he doesn't visit it quite as often. So one thing with Rivet that I've noticed is when I first set up a tank for him, he is like so excited about it. He will be in that tank for days straight and hardly sleep, just running around and exploring. And then as time goes on, he gets a little bit kind of used to it and a little bored. I don't see him in it as much, and then I need to switch it up again to keep him kind of entertained. But anyways, he really enjoyed having this tank. You know, when I first put him in it, he was having so much fun. So he's got another food stash that's in this little, that little box in there. And then, I don't know if you can see or not, there's a little tunnel that he made. It goes all the way underneath here. It goes into this hideout, and he's got another food stash in there. There's a sand pit, which is very kind of messy at the moment. But anyways, so that's Rivet's second tank. I will be changing it up probably in the next maybe month or so. You'll also see I have a divider there in the middle. So Rivet gets this side only, and this side over here, I don't have a hamster in it. I use it just for kind of emergency if I need to take Sprocket out of his main tank, which is down here. I will show you. So, so it's not connected, so the hamsters wouldn't have access to each other, but I haven't ever put Sprocket up here. It's just kind of, like I said, it's an emergency tank, so I just have a couple of little decorations in there just for fun. Okay, so this tank down here is a very large DIY tank that I made quite a few years ago, and this is where my Syrian hamster Sprocket lives. And it's not all perfect right now because he's been living in here for maybe a month as well. I did not take time to clean everything all perfect for this video, so he has his wheel that he likes to pee on every single night that needs to be cleaned. I haven't cleaned that out yet. You can see the signs of him running all around, having fun and stuff. I used to have a ton of this golden, really pretty crinkle paper that was all covering this whole area. Because he sleeps in this underground tunnel thing and he has a house back here, I have to clean it out about once a week or so because he likes to pee in there and it starts to get smelly. So every time I clean it out, I have to lift everything out and it gets the bedding all messed up and stuff. But anyways, it looked very pretty when I had first set it up. He's honestly not a messy hamster. It's just, you know, hamsters running around and stuff, it gets... now, I say he's not a messy hamster. He does like to kind of toss seeds out of his dish and leave them all over the place. So normally I'll take a dustpan and I'll, you know, sweep all his little ramp or his little platform up. I haven't done that yet from the past few nights either. So this is just a very real life video that is not perfect, and that's okay. So let me back up here. I'll give you one more overview of kind of the area. So I wanted to mention the vines that are hanging back here. I had them so nicely hung up there when I first, you know, set up this hamster room, and over the past year and a half, the vines have kind of started to fall down because I had them taped up there. Apparently the tape wasn't strong enough, so now there's all these weird gaps that are back there, and I can't put a ladder because there's no room. There's just a very narrow aisle for me to walk, so I can't even fix it. It's kind of sad. But anyways, if you're wondering why that looks like that, now you know. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you. There's also that little bee in the little hangy yellow flower over there. So let's go ahead and turn this direction now. As I've said many times already, I'm very sorry if the lighting in this video ends up not being very good and there's a lot of graininess because I didn't take time to set up all my fancy lights like I normally do, so just please excuse that. So anyways, all of the really pretty decorations you see in here, I found at Hobby Lobby this year, and they had a whole section that was just sunflower and then another section that was bee. It's so cheery, all the yellow in here. I thought it was just perfect for, you know, spring and summer. And I love coming in this room because it always just lifts my mood. So let's start up here. I have a couple of shelves on the wall that have decorations. There's this beautiful hanging wood sign. And this little guy is so cute. I got him on clearance for like $2 at Hobby Lobby. My husband really likes cars and trucks specifically, so that's kind of a little wink to some of our journey that we've taken together that has involved trucks. And then down here, this is where I store the hamster food and the treats. I'll give you a real quick kind of overview. So in here I have some dehydrated cucumbers. These are from Happy Hamstery. They're not crazy about these. Sprocket won't eat them at all, and Rivet will eat them if he's in the mood. But they're very healthy, so I like to offer those. This is Rivet's food mix, which I have about 4 different mixes in here. I like to give them a lot of variety. And these containers I also got from Amazon. Maybe I will put a link below. I have some brown lentils in here. I don't feed those very often, but I just give 1 or 2, like maybe twice a week. This is Sprocket's mix. He has about 4 different mixes that's in there as well. He's a Syrian, so I like to have a different mix for my Syrian and my dwarf to ensure that my dwarf does not get diabetes. Oh yeah, and I got this nice little sign here. So then I have some Missouri Lab blocks. There's some oats, which I am almost out of and I need to refill. Some flax seeds, sunflower seeds, and then these pumpkin bites I haven't put in a container yet, but oh my goodness, both Rivet and Sprocket love these so much. These also are from a Happy Hamstery. I'd say those are their favorite treat ever in the entire world. And then over here, I have a little hanging pig rack that has some bee things on it that are super cute. So matchy-matchy. Matching stuff together makes me very happy for some reason. And then I have this wall shelf, and this little lantern lights up, as you can see. And then this is a crocheted mouse that one of my very best friends made for me. It's so sweet. I have to make sure that he's tucked up here safely so that he doesn't tumble over and fall into Sprocket's cage. Not that Sprocket would eat him, because Sprocket is not the type of hamster to really chew on anything or to like get into trouble, but still I want to make sure that he doesn't, you know, get eaten. So so anyway, oh yeah, and then down here is a very comfortable little beanbag type of chair with a sunflower pillow. I have some sunflowers and wildflowers in this pot down here. They're not real, of course, but I think they look pretty real, and it's just so fun. And then you probably noticed Sprocket's tank has some sunflower garland. So then if we look down here, I've got some pretty cool matching sunflower mats and my hamster socks that I wore just for the occasion. Okay, here's a view of what this room looks like from this angle, and I'll show you what's over here. So this is a sheer curtain that I got a bunch of them from IKEA, and I hung them from the ceiling. There's another room on the other side that I'm kind of dividing it with this curtain, and maybe I'll show you a little peek of that at the end. But you can see I just have this flag that's hanging, and then a couple more of those bee and those yellow flowers like I had on the other side. Then this unit down here is a wood unit that I use to store some supplies. There's a second beanbag chair over there. My husband and I love to sit in here and just kind of chill and hang out at nighttime and watch the hamsters sometimes. Okay, so on this unit you can see I have a camera. This is Sprocket's cage camera, and I had to put it so far back because his cage is so wide. If I put it any closer, I wasn't able to fit hardly any of it in. So it's just nice to be able to keep an eye on them at night and to make sure that they're, you know, still up and about. And it's also fun to see Sprocket running all over this cage at night. He's still very active, even though he's probably, I would say, around a year and a half old at this point. So that's really good to see. So yeah, I just have this cozy little light that can be kind of like a night light. I don't generally leave it on. I like to have it dark in here, but sometimes I like to leave it on if I'm in here and it's just a little cozy light. I have this clock, which also has another temperature thing on it. I didn't intentionally, like when I bought it, I didn't have the sunflower theme set up yet, so I love how it ended up matching even though I hadn't planned it that way, but that's really cool. And then I got just this little felt bee. Super cute. Another little candle. I like cozy lighting if you guys haven't noticed already. And then the sides of these cabinets just have a little fig succulent with a bee plant or pot. So there's a couple decorations down here. There's nothing exciting in this bin down here. It's just random, like a random catch-all. The same thing goes for that side as well, but I do have a couple decorations. And then I'm not going to show you every single one of these boxes because it's just kind of random hamster decorating stuff, but I'll show you this one. This one just has some of those like felt garlands that I like to hang on the outside of the cage for themed cage tours. So that's sort of the type of thing that's in here. I think I have some little cardboard shape cutouts and different things like that in these. This, I got the remote for their cage lights. I've got a milk bun treat container for them, and then some toilet paper to put in their nests. A random ovo cap just in case I should have to quickly cap something off. You never know. And then I'll show you this unit down here. I like these. These are cool. So this is also not nicely, perfectly organized, but I have a scale to weigh the hamsters. There's an extra food jar. This is another cage decorating thing. And then down here I've got Sprocket's school bus that sometimes I put him in if I need to like weigh him or do something in his cage. And he actually loves sitting in there, believe it or not. I've got a cup that I use for Rivet to take him out of his cage sometimes. There's some dried sprays, some more dried sprays, sand for their potties, and then another little like ceramic jar if I need to use for something, I don't know. So I think that is basically, I can't remember if I showed you this sign or not. I like that, that's cute. So I'm going to zoom out and back up a little bit here and give you one more overview, and then I'll show you a little peek of this this room over here. So this is the room that I said is behind the curtain. It's my ballet and photography studio. I did a video on this last year, at the end of last year, that's really fancy and you can see it a lot more in detail, but that is what's over there. And then I have this one over here. So I am so grateful to have this area for my hamsters, to be able to enjoy them. And it's not a huge area, but I am so, so thankful for it. Be able to have all their supplies and stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this casual room tour video. And if you'd like to see another room tour for autumn, I might decorate this as well for autumn. I really love decorating. It's like probably the thing in life that makes me the most happy and brings me the most joy. I don't know why, I just love it. So I wasn't sure if Rivet was going to come out for this video, because a lot of times when he hears me talking, he will make an appearance. But he must be sleeping today, so anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this. I appreciate you guys so much. Let me know if you liked this type of casual video, and I will see if I can do it again in future. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you again in my next video. Bye!